In 2020, Arctic Wolf, a leading company in security operations, published an article called The Top 8 Manufacturing Industry Cyber Attacks. In the article, Arctic Wolf notes that as manufacturers continue to embrace digitization, sometimes referred to as Industry 4.0, cyber criminals will consider the sector a high-value target. To give a sense of the threats, Arctic Wolf cites 8 recent cyber attacks and cyber threats that caused significant problems for leading manufacturing companies. Additionally, as written in Assembly's latest ebook, IT, OT, and Data Flow in the Factory of the Future, a recent IBM study documents that manufacturing is now the world's most attacked industry, with manufacturers targeted in 23% of cyber attacks in 2021. Today, we're joined by Mark Manglicmot, Senior Vice President of Security Services with Arctic Wolf.
This is such an important topic. I'm really excited to cover it with you today.
Okay, so diving right into the questions, utilizing the Arctic Wolf Top 8 Manufacturing Industry Cyber Attacks article as a source, can you give us an update? Have there been any large-scale attacks since 2020?
Yeah, the trends on cyber attacks against manufacturing companies continues today. So we're still seeing multiple ransomware attacks against these companies. And really the two trends that I'm seeing are these attacks are focused on intellectual property theft or a quick financial gain. And so we're seeing when it comes to the theft of intellectual property, they're stealing it so that they can use it to manufacture things themselves and do it faster and quicker. And then on the quick financial gain, those are typically the ransomware attacks where they're looking to monetize something within a matter of days or perhaps weeks. And to answer your question directly, yes, there have been many large-scale, notable manufacturing attacks within the last couple of years. A couple of ones that have come out more recently include Bridgestone Tire Group, which was announced, publicly announced by them earlier this spring, where they suffered a ransomware attack using the Lockbit, software. This caused them to have multiple of their sites go down for multiple days, kind of stopped operations for them as a key supplier into multiple auto manufacturing companies. Another notable example is NVIDIA, where they had the Lapsus attacker group in their environment. This wasn't necessarily a ransomware attack, but what happened was this attack group got access into their systems, into their environment. They were in there for a while, actually, and stole a lot of information. And what's interesting about this particular compromise is the way that they got in. And what they used was a third-party customer support engineer, so essentially a contractor of the company. Their credentials, their username and password were compromised, and they came in through that means, got just the basic level of access, and were able to take that and spawn and grow and expand their access into the network so that they were able to get highly sensitive information related to that organization.
It's detrimental. So it is definitely an important issue to cover. So, in your opinion, what are the top 3 most damaging cyber attacks in manufacturing to date? If you don't have 3, that's fine. I just, kind of want to go over the history of it a little bit.
3 that have been really impactful, or number one is Mondelez. This happened a number of years ago, 2017. They were a victim of the encrypting malware called NotPetya that damaged 24,000 laptops, 1,700 servers. The cost of this attack was estimated on them to be $100 million of impact from them. I mean, they were down for a while, lots of user credentials stolen. It really impacted their ability to complete customer orders. So that's a really big one. It's not as recent, but another one too, in a different manufacturing sector, is Renault Nissan, where they had the WannaCry ransomware that stopped production at 5 of their plants. So in England, France, Slovenia, Romania, and India, they were down in all those countries based on this one cyber attack that happened. And this was a ransomware where their data was encrypted, and they had to either figure out a way to get it back or pay the ransom so that they could get up and running. So that was a very impactful one. And then a third one I'll mention is Norsk Hydro, where they suffered a ransomware attack. This company, if you aren't familiar, is a multinational aluminum manufacturer across 40 different countries. So you haven't heard of them, but in many cases, but they're very large out there. And this ransomware attack, costing an estimated $75 million, impacted their smelting plants in Norway, Qatar, Brazil. It's not exactly clear how they got in. There hasn't been a lot of public information about the actual tactics that were used. But those are three of the really noteworthy ones, in addition to the two I mentioned at the beginning that are recent, but still very impactful.
Okay, so Arctic Wolf can be found at www.arcticwolf.com. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Assembly Audible. For more insights on assembling discrete parts into finished products and the people behind it all, visit our website, assemblymag.com. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast to keep up with our latest episodes. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, so we invite you to follow us there too. This has been Assembly Audible. Thanks for listening.